It's interesting to see where people land, like people who are artistic as kids and do stuff like that and seem to actually enjoy it. It's always interesting to see where they land and how long you can suppress that shit. Because some people can suppress it for the rest of their lives.
I don't think the world is very forthcoming to it in a lot of ways. Like, depending on how you end up and where you like grow up. Like, I know growing up in a rural town, it was very much of like the class that I was in and the class before me were very much responsible for basically rebuilding our arts department and getting it to where it is now. And now it's at a really good point, but like there was still no encouragement that, you know, any of us would really go off and do things of grandeur. Like, even if we wanted to, I feel like a lot of pressure to go and get a more real, sustainable job.
Yeah.
Like, don't go to college for theater, go to college for like biology so you can get a degree or something or whatever. It's feel like the world doesn't always want you to be artistic. It wants you to be more of a cog in a machine than.
Yeah, I mean.
And that's where you get people that suppress it because they grow up and they're like, well, I'm kind of expected to do X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
It only really feels accepted once you're actually like successful at it. You know, they don't really I feel like most of the time you don't really see people being as like open to it during the process. And even like younger, like how you were saying, your theater program, you guys kind of started it off. It was like the same thing. And now they have like a higher budget. Like I remember in my class, we like were pushing for a higher budget because we did like competitions. And like our classes whenever that happened, but the whole time like they didn't even really show us options like to go to any arts college or anything like that. It was like, this is just a phase you'll grow out of. And the people who don't are like eventually, hopefully most of them are successful and, you know, they'll be like, oh yeah, I know when they were in high school, they were so good in theater, but you don't hear about that unless, you know, you kind of take off. And
yeah, that's when like the Chris Evans of the world or the Zendayas or whatever, and they're like, yeah, look at them. They were high school, like they were in theater in high school. They were in choir. They were all these, and they kind of push that once they're these huge celebrities, but that climb up, it's like nah, like you need to do something different. Like they expect you to be this full-time corporate machine and try to produce all of your creativity on the side, and there's no like middle ground until one of them overcomes the other.
Yeah. I think it's always funny to see like people like Hugh Jackman or like I'd say Hugh Jackman in like the early 2000s when he was so known for playing Wolverine, you know, and he was like this burly dude, this big burly guy. And then realizing he had an acting career and like acting experience before this.
Like he was in theater, like he did musicals regularly.
Seeing him in like, you know, pink tights and a purple shirt on Broadway is just like, what? Or seeing somebody like Steve Carell in like a old home video stage production thing at school or whatever. This stuff's it's really weird to see people who acted in certain roles until they found their niche. Steve Carell wasn't a very good example of that. I was just saying like Hugh Jackman, Chris Evans, like these guys who are playing these like larger than life characters. I don't know. They've been putting work in, doing other stuff.
I feel like people see those specific guys are like in that category and be like, oh, they're just like normal guys and they just happen to like get this role and they just happen to fit in it. But like there's a whole process and a journey behind it.
An amazing example, one of my absolute favorite actors, that I'm gonna forget, Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie, he's in his 40s. He's just late 30s, early 40s, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like
I can accept late 30s. I was like 40s.
He's just now getting his full But
Papa Doc.
He's done interviews where he's like, man, I've been grinding. Like it's not like I was just one day picked up and became Falcon.
Yeah.
Like I literally worked my 43. He's 43.
Really? Wow.
I thought he was in his 40s. But anyway.
It really doesn't crack. I'll be damned.
He does not look like he's in his 40s.
No,
he does not.
He doesn't look like he's in his 40s, but regardless of that, he was putting in work
Yeah.
to get to where he is today. And it's just crazy.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that clip. Full episodes of the Small Stuff Podcast are available on YouTube and wherever it is you get your podcasts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the things, links in the description. We'll see you later.